Welcome to Dark Conduit, where shadows whisper and the unseen is brought into the eerie light of your screen. Here, we delve into the depths of horror and suspense, narrating tales that will chill your spine and haunt your dreams. Thank you for venturing into the darkness with us. Welcome to the nightmare.
We're thrilled to have you.
Followed on the sketchy side of town. I'm in school still and work for my family member on certain weekends at a local college selling concessions at the stadium. It's about twice a month, and the stadium is off towards the edge of town. It's Friday night. I just had gotten out of school and I had to go straight to work. I get to work for 4 hours, half shift tonight, and my boss tells me we need more spoons for tomorrow's event. We sell ice cream, and these events have like 5,000 plus people at them. I say, okay, I'll go grab them on my way home. The only store open with heavy-duty spoons is all the way on the other side of town, and I still wanted to go meet up with some of my friends and mess around. I decided to take the faster, but more sketchy way, around the outskirts of town. I live in a weather bipolar state. It snowed last night, but I figured the roads would be fine enough, even if they weren't plowed. I take off to the store, and the first 5 minutes go by, and nothing's wrong. I haven't seen a single car or any buildings the entire time, but keep in mind it's approaching 9 p.m., and I'm on the outskirts of town, and no one really takes this way unless they really have to. All of a sudden, I see something in the corner of my eye, and it looks like a man, roughly 5'8", I'd say, wearing shorts, t-shirt, and a backwards hat. He's in the ditch, walking in snow, when it's 10 degrees out. My first thought is to pull over, but I'm on the phone with my mom at the time, and she warns me not to, as some things have happened before in this town. Example, a couple years ago, a college girl was kidnapped and found dead, rolled up in a rug in 2014. I consider stopping, but for some reason, I tell myself not to. I wasn't really worried about anything. I'm a young dude driving a big pickup truck. Last type of person anyone would want to harm, right? I pass the man, going about 40 miles per hour. Like I said, roads aren't the best. I drive not even 500 feet past him, and immediately, a car that I did not see at all before turns on and pulls out of a field entrance off the road and starts to follow me. At first, I thought I just was focused on the man in the ditch and didn't see a road, and that's where they come from, but I later found out there was not a road there. Now again, I'm not super worried. I've watched my fair share of crime movies and read plenty of stories on this sub, and I didn't feel it was a threat yet. I start to approach the town again and have to take some turns to get where I'm going. I turn left, the car turns left. I turn right, car turns right. I go around a roundabout and skip my turn and go twice as no one else was there. Car follows. At this point, I start to worry a little, but maybe they just need to go to the store also. I then pull up to a stop sign. I wasn't on the best side of town either, may I add, and I turn without my turn signal. The car follows. Now at this point, I should have gone straight to the police station, but I still didn't think much of it. I'm 2 miles from the store, where plenty of people will be. I take a few more turns and the car continues to follow me. I completely blew a stop sign at a non-busy intersection, and the car does a quick stop and go and catches up. At this point, I'm 2 turns till the store, so I'm still not worried. I turn into the store, and the car turns also. The store also has a gas station, so I pull there first to act like I was getting gas. The car sits off to the side of the road, in between gas station and store, and just sits there. I wait about 10 minutes and the car doesn't move. At this point, I start to get worried. I'm a young kid alone at night near the bad side of town. I call my friends I'm supposed to meet up with later on and give them the license plate for worst case scenario, then take off to the store. I cross the street and the car comes straight behind me. I'm freaking out the phone, not knowing if I should call the cops or not. I go and park as close as possible to the store, and the car parks 3 rows behind me and a couple down. It's getting late at this point, and the store's closing soon. There's only a couple others in the lot. I turn my truck back on and go park on the complete opposite side of the lot. Get out and I completely bolt inside of the store. I'm not super overweight, but I'm not skinny either. I'm about 6'1" and 200. Who would want anything to do with me? I get spoons, take my time in the store. I go to call my friends to walk back outside, and my phone is dead. I look out the sliding doors, and suddenly there's a white van next to my driver's side. Looks like no one's in it, but the back windows are covered and it's running. Big red flag. I run to customer service and explain everything, but they think I'm some young kid messing around. At the time, I didn't see the original follow car, but no way in hell I'm going outside with that van next to my truck. After waiting what seemed like hours, 30 minutes, the van pulls forward and the original car appears from the side of the building. You can from the in-store Starbucks window they talked, and both drove off. I wait another 10 minutes and dash outside. I sped to my friend's house, and when I get there, I park in his garage. My one buddy asked why there's a big orange mark on my tire, and my heart sinks. When I was inside, the follow car must have marked my tire. After inspecting the rest of the truck, we find a small pipe dropped in the bed of my truck surrounded by snow. It was about 2 inches wide, and I'd say about 18 inches long, wrapped in duct tape. It was not mine. I was alone, no phone, scared, in a part of town I'm not familiar with. I try to laugh it off, but now that everyone's asleep, I can't help but think what would have happened if I walked outside. I've always been sort of ego-boosted on the fact I'm a chubby fat dude that no one would want to mess with. But after tonight, I realized anyone can be targeted. So, creepy men who followed me all night and waited by my truck, let's not meet. My brother and I made friends, grateful it ended this way. Last December, I was visiting my family down in Florida, and we spent some time in Treasure Island. My brother and I took my dog down to the beach at about 2 a.m. to play some fetch and drink and have a good time. If you walk along the water, you can reach a few restaurants, bars, and hotels line the beach. Out of nowhere, we see someone walking pretty quickly in our direction from over there, and a few moments later, we can make out that they're being followed. My dog is arguably pretty well trained. We work search and rescue. And I've never once had her run off without permission, and never once has she not instantly returned when called. But that changed that night. She was about 5 feet from me, and I saw her hackles shoot up, and I went to grab her collar, but she took off in a full sprint, making some truly terrifying barking and growling sounds. We obviously took off after her, and she reached the first person and stopped between them and the people behind them. She was barking and growling and lunging, and I finally caught up and put her on a leash. She's never reacted in that manner, so it was scary. The group following her ended up being 3 men that were probably in their early 30s. They started booking it in the other direction. I turned around, and the person being followed was a young woman around my age. We asked if she was okay, and she just broke down in tears and collapsed into my brother. My dog insisted she get on the ground for some excited pup kisses and a soaking wet cuddle, which they both seemed to enjoy. She was far too overwhelmed to talk, so she got into her phone and rang her friend's number to have us talk to her. We were able to figure out where she was staying and walk her back to her hotel, where we met up with her friends, and we all exchanged numbers to talk at a later time. The next day we all got together, where we learned she had gone out for a walk on the beach, stopped for a drink at the bar, drank a bit, and then just wasn't feeling right. So she left the bar and soon noticed 3 men left after her. She had been walking for about a mile at that point, terrified and slowly getting more and more messed up. She doesn't remember much about the night, and we knew she was probably on something, but we had no clue she'd been drugged. We're still friends now, and we're all going to meet up for spring break when we'll all be back in Florida. I've never been more proud of my dog and more grateful that we were in the right place at the right time. I hate thinking about what could have happened. To those 3 men, let's never meet. As our journey through the shadows comes to a close, we want to extend a heartfelt thank you for watching. Your presence illuminates the darkest corners of our tales, And it's you, our brave viewers, who make Dark Conduit truly alive. Remember, if tonight's tale has left a whisper in your ear or a shadow in your heart, support us by hitting that like button and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Every like, comment, and share helps us keep the lanterns burning and the stories flowing. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing to become a permanent traveler in our eerie adventures. Until next time, keep the lights dim and your curiosity alight. Thank you, and good night from Dark Conduit.